Hi everybody, this is Janet Wright, and this is a recap video where I discuss in detail what I healed in today's mini triplet group energy healing. A mini triplet group energy healing is a distance healing or remote healing where I am healing people in all sorts of different places on the globe, and I call it a mini triplet because each healing is roughly at least 20 minutes long, and it's a set of 3 healings within a week. So one on Friday, one on Sunday, one on Tuesday. And so today's date is Friday, September 1st, 2017. And so it was the first of the set of 3 healings. And I'm always excited about these triplet healing sets. And I mean, I really am. I love them. But this triplet set has a theme of more confidence, less guilt. And so it's helping people ultimately, you know, when the set of 3 is like done, it would have helped people to have more confidence and presence and flow and all that and lightness. And then also to have less guilt, to be kind of less controlled or manipulated by guilt, which is sort of, I'm defining as like a heart chakra kind of manipulative thing. You can be guilt tripped by, you know, people that are trying to manipulate you on purpose and consciously, but you can also be guilt tripped, or you could guilt trip somebody and you're not even realizing that you're doing it. So hopefully this set as a whole of the 3 healings and the 3 videos will help to educate you about what guilt is and, you know, how to clear it out of your space. But essentially, nutshell, it's like a heart chakra kind of control thing where one person is blocked up on a heart chakra level and then they kind of share it with the other person. But a lot of times they may not realize consciously what they're doing. But in order to help people to clear guilt from their space, I did want people to be really very present and sort of in a place of inner strength. And so that's why we didn't clear any guilt today. We just did all the other good prep stuff that is needed. Usually the first of the 3 healings is very sort of restorative and helps get people much more present and flowing, because it's the first of the 3 healings. So people are in all sorts of different, you know, energy states. And so I want to get everyone sort of in a good place with the first healing. So overall, let's see. Overall, I have a diagram where, I mean, you know, bear with me on the diagram, but so like this is the center of the earth, or the, like, say the core of the earth, you know, and your grounding goes all the way down there. Like, I would recommend that. Like, you create your grounding with your mind, you know, so even if you're in an airplane or if you're in a building, you know, you imagine a big grounding that goes all the way down to the center of the earth. So this healing worked a lot on clearing energy blocks from the grounding, particularly right at the bottom, which I call rugs, which I'll explain a little bit in more detail. So energy blocks from the grounding, we cleared a lot of those. We cleared a lot of energy blocks from above the top of the aura, between the top of the aura and the 8th chakra, which is a different energy center that you have that is, it doesn't belong in your physical body. 1 through 7 are in your physical body, but then your 8th chakra is way above the top of your aura, at least a few feet. So I would say that's where we cleared the most, is energy blocks at the very bottom of the grounding, energy blocks between the top of the aura and the 8th chakra, and then some healing for the 7th chakra in particular, in the top of the head, which helps with confidence, and then a little bit above here and a little bit below here. So mostly here and here, and a little bit in the top of the head, if I had to summarize it. So that's why this 8th chakra energy is so comforting, and so clearing these energy blocks and clearing any sort of hardness up there, it helps you absorb that better. So your 8th chakra energy is very calming. It gives you like a sort of a Zen big picture sort of a sense. And then clearing the energy blocks down here at the bottom of your grounding helps you to really let go and release, which helps you have much better flow and presence. And then of course, healing the 7th chakra in the top of the head helps with confidence and focus and, you know, sense of direction. All right, so that's a little summary. Okay, so overall, I mean, I'm gonna put this in the beginning of the video too, so you kind of already know, but today's healing sold out. It was for over 50 people. 50 is my max. So today's healing was for 51 people, currently in 8 different countries in the world, which love, love, love. You know, I hello to everybody. I'm not, I mean, I live in the US, but I'm not, I don't know, you know, I think sometimes people in the US have this sort of, you know, kind of like we're the only thing that counts in the world, and I'm definitely the opposite of that. So you know, definitely give me a shout out no matter where you live, you know, even if you do live in the US, I love you too, you know. But anyway, I just do think it's cool that this is global, and distance healing, you know, I can heal anyone. It doesn't matter, you know, how many miles there are in between, because I'm just imagining their spirit and their angels and their energy field. So, you know, distance doesn't matter. That's why this energy healing, it's called a distance healing. So it's not like I have to be in the same room as the participant. That would, I mean, I've never been that way. I don't have to, when I read someone's energy, I don't have to be in the same room or the same part of the world at all either. It just doesn't matter. Okay, so 51 people currently in 8 countries, including 6 kids. So hello to all the paid participants. Thank you so much for your support in paying for a healing. And I hope, you know, it empowers you and helps you learn, inspires you maybe to meditate and heal yourself, and, you know, yay. And of course, thank you to everyone who is just interested and maybe, you know, is not paying for a healing or not paying for a healing today or whatever, you know, it's all good. You know, this is information for everybody. Okay. All right, good. So today's healing was about 24 minutes long, and what we did first is we made a big grounding that was yellow in color. Someone in the comment section was laughing about, well, because someone she knew was one of the healing participants, and he was like, he's a guy, and he's like, yellow, because last set we did yellow for one of the healings, and he's like, that's not a very masculine color, I can't use yellow. And then I told him, well, I told his spirit, you know, telepathically, I said, well, but it's for your 3rd chakra, which is good for productivity and getting things done and finishing projects. And he's like, oh, why didn't you tell me? So now he's all about the yellow grounding, which is totally funny. So, but anyway, so today the whole healing was with a yellow grounding. So yay for productivity and 3rd chakra and getting things done and managing your time and sleeping well. 3rd chakra is for so many good things. So again, 3rd chakra is right there. So here's your sternum, that bone that comes down, and then right there at the end of it, just under it, that's your 3rd chakra. I have 2 nice videos on the 3rd chakra. One is healing your 3rd chakra through visualization, and one is healing your 3rd chakra through, you know, using your hands to heal yourself. I mean, these days, those were made years ago before my hair turned purple. These days, I always do both. I don't just visualize or just use my hands, because I figure, you know, I don't know, I figure you're better off using all your senses that you can use. Because some days one will work better than the other, and so that way you're kind of covering all your bases. But to each his own, you know, if you want to just visualize and not use your hands or vice versa, it's fine. Okay, so we made a nice big yellow grounding for everybody. Everybody did that. I helped everybody do it, and I'm like telepathing people, which is telepathy is where you just let your mind talk, you know, in a very respectful way. You know, it's not like brainwashing or anything. But I telepathed everyone, helped everyone to make a nice yellow grounding, big, wide flowing, all the way down to the center of the earth. And then I helped people clear their rugs, which rugs are those flat energy blocks right at the bottom of the center of the earth. So let's do that now together. So go ahead, make a nice big yellow grounding for yourself. Even if you're a guy, you can think of a masculine, manly yellow if you want. Like a yellow truck or a yellow racing car or whatever, you know, whatever. We don't have to be so gender oriented, I guess. Big yellow grounding as wide as your whole aura, as high as your 3rd chakra, all the way down to the center of the earth. You can even yank it at the bottom, make sure it's attached down at the center of the earth, and just imagine the flow that it has. You create it with your intention that it has a strong downward flow, but you also want to be sensitive to like what happens to it, like the moment after you create it, you know, like the reality of it, because it may not be this fast flowing waterfall. It may be kind of, you know, sort of like rock or something down there, not like a waterfall. You do want it to be a waterfall, but you want to be aware, is it really still a waterfall the way I created it? And if it's not, that just shows you that you have blocked energy down there, and you can heal that. So you don't have to pretend it's not there. You can just notice, oh yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, soup or you know, rock down there. And so then you just imagine a copy out in front of you, a mini copy. So like, here's your 3rd chakra, here's the center of the earth, here's your yellow grounding all around, right? And just use gold light if you want from your hands, because gold light can come out your hand chakra and your fingertip chakras. And you can just open them up with your intention. They have round openings, and so energy gets generated and comes out. And the wider those chakras are open, the more energy comes out, and you just set it with your intention that it comes out at gold, at a gold color or vibration, metallic gold. And so just comb through your grounding with your hands. And if you don't like using your hands, maybe like a gold garden hose or gold soap and water, or gold, like gold suns, lots of gold suns, or gold flamethrower, gold fire. It doesn't matter, you know, it's just as long as it's like you're imagining a metallic gold and you're just using that to melt away towards the very bottom, you know, flat energy blocks in particular, because it's kind of like a plug in the tub drain. And when you get, because the center of the earth kind of sucks things down, and so if you have flat energy blocks in front of, you know, above that center of the earth suction, it can kind of, just like a plug in the tub drain, it can keep things from flowing downward. So for me, I have like 6 rugs down there right now. So I'm just going to use the gold light and just imagine, you know, like the gold light is just slowly melting the rugs. So now I only have 4. And now I only have 2. So you just kind of chill out. You can't try too hard. That's sort of a weird thing. The more that you're like, okay, I want them to go, then it doesn't quite work because your energy's going into them. So you just want to relax, feel your shoulders, just let your hands do the work, and the gold light. So now I only have 1 left. There you go. Nice. I can feel like the back of my neck better, and feel like I can hear the birds singing better because I'm more present. So anyway, that was the first 3 minutes of the healing. Oh, that's why these videos are so long. Anyway, so that was 3 minutes of the healing. I helped everyone have a big yellow grounding and then clear the energy blocks at the bottom of it, right before the center of the earth, so that the suction downward was real strong, because that helps you let go of energy blocks better, you know, release, let go of other people's energy and, you know, just stuck energy that's keeping you stuck. Okay, so then for the next 6 minutes, my notes are down here, that's why I'm looking down, I'm sorry. But anyway, oh yeah, okay, so this part above here, right? So above the top of your aura, you know, like say, I'll show you with me, yeah. Okay, so for me, the top of my aura is right here, and so the 8th chakra is like, I can't even touch it. It's like, you know, above there, like maybe, is the top of my aura is right here, so it's probably like about, for me, like 3 or 4 feet above that, okay? So, so again, 3 or 4 feet up that way. So what I did is I helped people clear energy blocks above the top of their aura. So like bam, 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 you know, just like flat, hard pieces of energy that don't belong there. Because you want your aura to be all flowy and watery, and then you also want this space above here just to be like clean and free. You don't want, you know, like a lot of heavy energy blocks up there. Okay, so I just imagine that space for people, and you can do that for yourself. You know, it's always safe to heal yourself. If you even heal one other person, I think it's better to be kind of good at what you're doing so that you don't kind of mess with somebody else's energy, essentially. You know, there's a lot of technique to it, to when you heal someone else. Eventually I'll have videos that kind of demystify that, because I do want to demystify that. But anyway, in these videos I would just recommend that what I'm explaining to you definitely try it on yourself. Totally cool to do it on yourself. So imagine a copy of the top of your aura out in front of you, like a nice 3D copy. So you have the top of your aura, and then you have the gold sun, right? And then you want to clear the space in between your gold sun, shining down gold, eternal wisdom and healing energy from your higher self, and then your top of your aura, and so, you know, all the way up there. So then you just imagine, you know, maybe it looks like 4 telephone books, you know, like really thick, chunky pieces of energy, and you just, like, for me, I have about, because you want to see or intuit what's good for you to clear today, not too much, you know. And so for me, I have, like, I would say like 4 telephone books, yeah, like I said, 4 big thick chunks of energy blocks up there. For me, they're all white. They could be white, they could be black, they could be gray. So I'm just using gold light. You can imagine for you how many telephone books or how many books are up there, like hard, flat energy blocks, and just melt them away with gold light from your hands. So I only have 2. I only have 1 left, which again, it's a big, chunky, flat energy block that I have above the top of my aura, that I'm melting with gold light from my hands, because gold, it just, as a vibration, as a color, it just helps you not resist. It helps you let go. There you go. So now I don't have those energy blocks. Oh, that's my dog Abel. We have a new dog, and we're gonna actually, by the end of September, hopefully, we're gonna have 2 more. So then we'll have 3 rescue beagles. Because if you watch the last set of videos, you know that our other dogs did pass away over the last year, 13 months. But we're building up our dog pack again. So I will include like a moment of video, either like right now or at the end of this video, depending on where I can fit it in. But I'll include like a couple seconds of video of Abel, who's our new beagle. But anyway. So we just used gold light up there, right? And so what I also did was, though, there were some energy blocks, because I spent 6 minutes clearing up there for people. And the reason I did like so much, because 6 minutes, when you think about it, if it's a 24-minute healing, that's a quarter of the healing time, right? And like double checking my math. That would be embarrassing if I got it wrong, right? But see, kids, that's why you need math. So try to pay attention in math class, okay? I mean, I know it's not always easy, but later it helps, okay? Just trust me on that. Okay, cool. But then go ahead and do it again. Just imagine, you know, the top of your aura, and then your 8th chakra, the gold sun shining down, and some energy blocks in between, that only enough that would be really good for you to clear right now. So I see like, it's like a stack of like 10 pieces of paper. So they're really thin energy blocks, and there are 10 of them. And so what I'm going to do is what I did in the healing. I'm going to bring up purple earth energy. So energy that's a purple color, but it's from the center of the earth. So it's very like soothing and calming. And so I'm bringing the purple earth energy up to these like flat energy blocks, and I'm soaking the energy blocks in the purple earth energy, which is really comforting. And it just calms it down, particularly if like the energy blocks are like a white or a silver color, which is so high of vibration, it's kind of overwhelming. So anyway, I'm soaking, it's like a mud bath, you know, purple earth energy. So I'm just bringing that up there. See, now I only have 2 pieces of paper left, because the purple earth energy is just calming everything down so much that the energy blocks are clearing automatically. So that's what I did too. I used gold light up there for the most part, but then there were some energy blocks that just weren't clearing for people, even though they were ones that were good to clear today. So then I brought up the purple earth energy from the center of the earth. So from the center of the earth, I brought up earth energy all the way up to right around here, and I made it a purple color because I figured that's a nice color for up there, because 7th layer of the aura, outer layer of the aura, is purple if you make your 7th chakra purple. So I figured up here we could bring up some purple earth energy too. That would kind of be nice. Okay, so then we're almost at the well, you know, we've only done 9 minutes so far of the healing. I've only explained 9 minutes. So then what I did, oh, and by the way, you just following along, so what that did is you cleared some more energy blocks up there above the top of your aura, which helps this 8th chakra energy come in better. And that really helps you to like kind of know what you should do, you know, it's like wisdom. You know, so some people, they really push themselves on like, what's the meaning of my life? You know, they get like so tripped out about purpose and everything. But I think just do this kind of thing every day and you won't really be tripped out about that. You know, like if you get enough strong grounding first and then you clear up here, so that 8th chakra, higher wisdom kind of energy is coming down gently and gradually, then you just get this sense of like everything's gonna work out, you know, and then you just kind of know things and you feel like, well, if I don't know that yet, you know, it'll become clear, you know, you're not like freaking out like, what's my purpose? Okay, cool. So then, oh yeah, so then for, because the angels keep picking sample people for me to check out, like, how's he doing? How's she doing right now? How's she doing? You know, different parts of the healing. So my sample person, he had much better like flow through here, you know, because like if there are blocks, it's going to block that energy from getting to here. But so he had much better flow through where this 8th chakra energy was getting to the top of the aura, but still a lot of it wasn't like permeating the rest of his aura because he had like a hard shell all around the edge of his aura, which is really common. You can have a hard shell, you know, around the outside of your aura from stress, you know, just, it's like you don't realize it, but it's just kind of, you know. And so I just used at the very top and the very bottom of the aura, I just used a lot of gold light. And really, I think that one, let me see, I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, I think with that one, oh, with the purple up here, it was like just a little bit. I didn't like overdo it. I felt like there was a certain amount of purple earth energy to bring up that would help the energy blocks to clear. And I think that's what I did here too, at the very top on the bottom of the aura, because I wanted to melt that shell, but I felt like just enough. Like sometimes you want to flood things with like the gold healing energy, and sometimes you just feel like just enough, like there's just a certain amount. So go ahead, make a copy of your aura out in front of you, you know, like a big, your energy bubble, right? That's all around you, right? And just imagine it out in front of you and just notice like your shell that's keeping the gold light from coming in, gold light from your angels, gold light from when you get a triple healing, if you do get a triple healing, gold light from your 8th chakra, you know, because you want to be able to sponge up that healing energy. And so if you have a shell there of hard blocked energy, it's gonna mean that you receive a lot less. So just use gold light and just kind of notice that shell and just kind of melt it. You know, for me, the shell is like a whitish, hard, like an eggshell, you know. But sometimes it could be gray or black or whatever other color that's not you. But just use the gold light, and just, for me, it's starting to break up and like sort of melt. Yeah, mine just kind of popped, so it's gone now. So that means, realistically, my shoulders just released a little. And I can hear some crickets in the background that I didn't notice before. And I'm more aware of the breezes. It's like really cool. It's like it just realigns you and everything seems neater than it did before, but it's the same surroundings, you know, but you're just like, cool, you know, because you can receive, you know what I mean? Because that's the thing, like, you can be in a beautiful outdoor setting and be like, oh, I'm so stressed, I have so much to do today, you know? Or you can be in this outdoor setting and be like, oh my gosh, I can see birds, I can see the sky, I can see the, you know, feel the comforting energy from the trees, you know? It's like all, can you receive it? Can you be present enough? And, you know, can you get rid of your hard shell so that you just notice things and you're at ease? Isn't that wonderful? So then, so that was 3 minutes helping people to melt their shell. So, I mean, that's something you could do every day, you know, first get your grounding. Oh, another thing, like a newbie said to me once, a more stressed out perfectionist kind of newbie, she was like, well, how do I remember to do all this? You know, you don't have to, like everything I did in this 24-minute, I mean, this is a high level professional healing. You don't have to do everything that I did in this healing on yourself every day, like at all, you know, you can just pick and choose, particularly if you're a newbie. If you're a newbie, just make a big yellow grounding every day and maybe clear some rugs, you know, some energy blocks at the very bottom, and bam, you're done. You know, if you want to be like a rock star newbie, do it 2 or 3 times a day. But, you know, just realize that this stuff, I'm an advanced professional level healer. You can get to that level of self-healing for sure. And I'm very excited when Energy Geeks very obviously are at that level from watching these videos. But, you know, day one, don't put that pressure on yourself, okay? I worry about you. I love all my little perfectionists, and I don't want you to stress yourself out and then give up. All right, good. So we melted the shells of stress and burdens so that, you know, you can receive more and just, it's nice. So then that was like all totaled, that was like 12 minutes of the healing. So that was like the halfway mark because we did extra time in this healing. Then, oh, this one's always fun. This is common that I mentioned in these healings. I noticed that a sample person that the angels picked out, their chakras were not aligned, like 7, 6, 7 in the top of the head, 6, and then 5, and I think 4 in that person were like straight up and down like that, like bam, they were all nice and aligned. But then 3rd was like over a little, 2nd was over a little, 1st was over a little. So to fix that, you could heal the chakras themselves and they'll just kind of pop back into alignment. But a more fun way, I think, is you can intuit the energy blocks in the grounding. So like, you know, if here's the bottom of the aura, I mean, technically grounding starts here, but a lot of the energy blocks are way below the aura, you know, between the bottom of the aura and the center of the earth. So you can intuit like what the energy blocks are that would help a huge energy release happen, and then therefore the chakras would realign automatically. So for example, for our sample person that I drew, maybe those energy blocks, there's like wah, 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 just big flat energy blocks like sitting right there. And if she were to melt those, then it would cause such a nice release, like that then bing, 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 all her chakras would like realign automatically, which is like super fun. And if I'm working with 51 people at once, which I was this morning, or this afternoon for me, it was actually kind of a late in the day healing. It was 12:30 for me, so a half-hour afternoon for me. But anyway, if I'm working with all those people, I want to be very efficient. But it's good because then in my own personal life, you know, if I only have X amount of minutes, I can really get my space, you know, not perfect, but really much better, you know, in 10 minutes or in 20 minutes. So it's good to know efficient stuff. So right now, imagine right now, check if your chakras are aligned. You know, just with your imagination, but you know, your chakras are along your spine, right? And you don't even have to know exactly where they are. If you want to know, I have a video called Psychic Chakras 101 that talks in general about chakras, and then Psychic Chakras 201 talks about the location of each one and what each one helps you with, the abilities for each chakra. So that's a nice video, Psychic Chakras 201. That's an older video. I do have a new 3-video set called 7 Chakras Aura Layers Flow, which does talk about all the chakras, but it doesn't maybe go into as much detail about what each chakra is helpful for. So anyway, okay, so I noticed people had alignment issues. Let's check to see if you have alignment issues, right? So imagine your 7th chakra. You don't have to know, you know, I mean, 7th, they go 7 on down, right, along your spine. So just like imagine a dot out in front of you for your 7th chakra. Of course, it's not a dot, but let's be simple here. So 7, and then 6, and then 5, and 4, 3, 2, 1. So is it straight down like that, or is it 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? So you want to just kind of notice 7, 6. So I'm going to do me, you do you. So 7, 6, 5, just a little dot for 5, little dot for 4, little dot for 3, little dot for 2, little dot for 1. So for me, like 7, 6, and 5 are aligned like boom, 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 straight line down, and then afterwards 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it starts getting a little zigzaggy. So I do have some energy blocks that I could clear then out of my grounding that would start a nice big release and boop, 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 pop them all back into alignment again. Okay? So how about you? When you know, and I teach 8-year-olds this, so please, I know you think you can't do it, but just if your mind is so rigid, just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna make it up. Okay, like, because your imagination and your intuition, unless once you're experienced, then intuition is intuition, but at first you have such doubt in your mind that just tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna make it up, which is really intuition, but you're gonna feel like it's not, so whatever. So just imagine 7, a dot for each of these chakras, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I have a little bit of a zigzaggy. So again, make a copy of your grounding out in front of you. Even if you don't have zigzaggy, if you have perfect alignment, which you may, but just clear some energy blocks from your grounding anyway, just for fun. So I'm going to imagine my grounding out in front of me. You imagine a copy of your grounding out in front of you, a 3D copy, so you can comb through it for fun. And just imagine the energy blocks that you could clear that would cause a great release that would realign your chakras. So for me, I see like a big stack of black rocks, flat black rocks that are like 30 of them. So I'm gonna clear those. And some people freak out. They're like, oh my God, if Janet has 30 energy blocks, I must be screwed. But I just healed 51 people today, and I'm doing a video that, hundreds of people might watch. So don't idealize how perfect I am. You know what I mean? Like, I get triggered too. Okay, so don't worry. If I have 50 today at this moment, you might have 10 or 3. Don't worry. There's no rule about it. Okay, so just imagine the energy blocks that you could clear right now that would really help your chakras align. And like I said, for me, it's like a stack of, it's a lot. I think now there's like 40. So they're just flat, heavy rocks, and I'm gonna use cold light. And they're starting to melt. And I just like to know intuitively how many there were so that I can monitor my progress. But you don't need to. You can just be like, that's a big stack. I don't know how many, But then just relax, feel your shoulders, wiggle your toes as you work so that you're not like fixating on the energy blocks. And just kind of melt them all away. I have about half of them melted, 3/4 melted. And melt away the cords, energy cords from other people going into those energy blocks, because the energy blocks that are remaining are a little stubborn probably, and it's because people are corded to them subconsciously, and so that holds them in place. So if you just melt away all the lines of light with gold light that's going into these energy blocks, then they'll melt faster. Yeah, mine just all melted. Yeah, I got a little bit less tension in my shoulders from that. So let's see if it worked. 7, 6. So go ahead, do like little dots for each chakra out in front of you and just see if it's like in a straight line or not yet. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep. So it worked for me. And if your chakras are less zigzaggy, that's still a success. If they're not, if they're the same amount zigzaggy, maybe stop the video and do it again, just rewind like 2-3 minutes and do it again. Just melt away more energy blocks from your grounding and make your grounding nice and big and wide again and nice and yellow, and then maybe clear rugs from the very bottom, and just see. Okay. So that melting energy blocks from the grounding to get the chakra alignment better, that I've spent 4 minutes with people to do that. So it was very important, because if your chakras are aligned, they just work together better, they tend to release better, you can be in them more, it's just easy. It's like if you had 2 shoes that were different, it'd be weird, you'd feel lopsided and weird. So like if your chakras are aligned, they kind of work together, it's just easier, simpler. Hi again. Through the magic of video, I had to move my location because the sun was setting. So anyway, I want to describe in a very focused manner, hopefully, what I did in the last 7 minutes of the healing. So for 5 minutes I did a certain thing, a bunch of things, and then for the last 2 minutes I did a bunch of things to wrap up. So for the 5 minutes, I worked a lot on the 7th chakra for people, helping them to heal it. Overall healing damage to the chakra, helping people to melt away energy cords going into the chakra itself, which could drain the chakra or add energy from other people in that's overwhelming to you. Basically messing with your focus and your confidence, because 7th chakra is good for focus and confidence, creative inspiration, all sorts of good things. And then also healing, so 7th chakra is in the top of the head, so I did a lot of work healing this energy center. And if you want a good walkthrough of that, I think rather than putting it in this video, I think a good one is my 7th chakra part 2 video. It's from years ago, so no purple hair, but it is a nice video. I like it. Actually, 7th chakra part 1 is nice if you don't have experience about the 7th chakra, you want to see a diagram of it, you want to hear about what it does for you. 7th chakra part 1 is nice, and then 7th chakra part 2 is a walkthrough, which I feel like is very calming. I've used it myself. And I just feel like it's nice. It's mellow, the energy setting and the vibration is really good. So I'm not gonna do really much of anything, just, other than to say, hey, use gold light, which comes out of your hands, and just imagine that you're melting away energy cords that are coming from other people, just so it can spin better. And then imagine any damage in the top or the bottom, just like little missing pieces out of the chakra itself. And again, the basic open cylinder shape is discussed in 7th chakra part 1 video, and diagrammed. But just imagine you're melting away the damage with the gold light, and you're melting away other people's energy cords with the gold light. And then comb upward with your hand, gold light, in this area above the top, in the top of your aura, between the top of your head and the top of your aura, this whole space. That's also what I help people with in that 5-minute time period, just helping people to melt away energy blocks in this route, because the 7th chakra, I don't much talk about the 7th layer, probably, just a little bit in that those 7th chakra videos. But the direction of flow I do talk about a lot in that 3-video set, 7 chakras, aura layers, flow. Again, that's a 3-video set called 7 chakras, aura layers, flow. And that I do talk about the 7th chakra, how it generates energy, sends it up to the 7th layer, and then it flows downward all around to the bottom of the aura, and then draws it back up, and then shoots it up to the top, and then flows it down. So anyway, I help people unblock up here. I help people heal the 7th chakra, heal damage, and melt away energy cords going into it. If the idea of energy cords is new to you, I have a video called Removing Energy Cords, which is actually used to be a way that a lot of people found me. It's a very popular video, even though the lighting is really bad in it, just a heads up. But it's called Removing Energy Cords. And it's an older video, like 4 or 5 years old, so no purple hair, but it's good. I mean, it's lighthearted, but very informative about energy cords. So anyway, and then after I did that 5 minutes on the 7th chakra and the space above to help the 7th chakra, then it was just a 2-minute wrap up after that. So I did a little bit of the rugs at the very bottom of the grounding. So again, way beneath the bottom of the aura, right before the center of the earth. Just the flat energy blocks, right, which I call rugs, because they look like little rugs on the floor, like right before the center of the earth. And I just, just one more time, I just checked for that. Like if I check with myself, I have 2 rugs at the bottom of my grounding, so you just have a copy of your grounding out in front of you, not mine, but yours. And then just check right before the bottom, before the center of the earth, how many rugs do you have? And just go ahead and use gold light from your hands and just melt away the rugs. And just keep breathing. Don't try too hard. Just let the gold light do the work. There, so mind cleared, and that just makes it more flowing, which helps you to release, which helps you to feel lighter. Okay, great. And then I just use gold light all over the whole aura. And so you can have a copy of your energy field out in front of you, and just send gold light everywhere, just all around the whole aura, and all around the chakras, the body, the grounding even, just all around everywhere. Just let it kind of be the whole, your whole energy field, grounding, aura, chakras, body, the whole thing. And this, I feel like it just helps your spirit realize, like, hey, this is all mine. I need to be here. I can flow here. I deserve this. Because I think a lot of being present is you have to kind of own it. Otherwise, you're, somebody's sitting on this shoulder telling you what to do. Somebody's back here telling you what to do. Somebody's here sharing their drama with you, like just on a spirit level, So if you just wash gold through, you're washing everybody out. You're just reminding yourself, hey, this is mine. This is all for me. This energy field all around me, this is mine, so that I can flow and be at my best, and I deserve this. So anyway, that's what I did for people, just real quickly. Gold light all over, and then yellow, just to help people feel soothed. Yellow earth energy all the way up from the center of the earth, all the way up as high as the top of the grounding, which is at the 3rd chakra, if you want. Some people only bring up their grounding to the 1st chakra, but you can bring it up. I mean, you can even bring it up much higher, but I think 3rd is a good sort of compromise to bring up the earth energy up that much. So I brought that up, yellow earth energy up for everybody. Just in that's kind of like, when you're in a forest, you have all this ambient earth energy all around you. So that's kind of that effect. It's very stabilizing. And then I'm just looking at my notes down here. The last thing I did, which I think I mentioned in a recap at some point, and a client reminded me, like an energy geek client who watches these things, the very top and the very bottom of the aura. So the top of all the aura layers and the bottom of all the aura layers. You can comb them out all at once, like make a copy of your aura out in front of you and just comb through the top and the bottom all at once. And I had said in that recap that this is a really nice thing to do at the end of your workday, which it is, but it was a really nice thing to do at the end of the healing today. It's very, I don't know, it just gets all the flow going, and so you just feel like simpler in a good way, like more present. Okay, so I hope that made sense, and I'm looking forward to helping people with the other 2 healings of this triplet set, and hope you have a good day or evening, whatever it is for you. And just a reminder that the payment link for the September 15th healing set, which starts September 15th, 2017, that is on my website now, in case you wanted to join in with that. I think you have until the 8th or something to do that. But why procrastinate? Go for it now, if you do want to do it. Otherwise, this is not like brainwashing. It's total free will. Whatever is best for you is best for all of us, right? No, free will, woohoo! All right, bye.